Hey guys, Chef Wu Ken here. Another edition of Chef Wu Ken, You Can Too. Today we're going to make a delicious noodle dish. It's going to be called Cantonese seafood pan-fried noodles. All right, it's very famous, and you should get it really at the dim sum houses around your area. So any places that serve dim sum, they're always going to offer noodle dishes, and pan-fried seafood noodles is great. Okay. So if you're tired of the typical lo mein, shrimp lo mein, roast pork lo mein, or mai fun, or Singapore noodles, this is a new beginning for you for 2025. Okay. These noodles are so delicious, you're gonna have a heart attack. These are the scallops and the shrimp that have been peeled, and they've been blanched for like 20 seconds. After I blanched them, I purged them in water to stop the cooking process. Here are the pan-fried noodles. You can get these in a package in the refrigerated section of your favorite Asian store or grocery store. And most probably they're not cooked. So you're gonna have to boil the water, plunge it in the boiling water for like 20 seconds, right? Take it out, plunge it in cold water, and then drain it well. We're gonna add some color to this dish. So we have fresh pea pods. And the most important thing about fresh pea pods is you gotta take off the stems on the side, the veins, because that's the toughest part. It's the worst thing to eat a pea pod, and then you have a stringy thing at the end, and just ruins your whole experience with pea pods. So they'll peel off on both sides. Then we'll balance the color with carrots. Orange and green are a very nice combination. I had made a fresh roast pork. It's frozen. I defrosted it. I cut it up. And scallions. And we're going to add some shiitake mushrooms. These are mushrooms that have a lot of flavor. They're grown on wood bark, and basically the way it's salted and the mixture of the natural flavor of shiitake mushrooms makes for a wonderful flavor of shiitake mushrooms. Obviously, and unfortunately, they're sold dried. So what you got to do is take a couple, not many, and then add it to hot water and let it soak up some of the water, and it'll be soft, and you'll be able to cut it in slices. Okay? And then I have a nice piece of imitation crab meat here. So the sauce is going to be made up of chicken powder. All right? Very simple dish. All right? We have all the ingredients that will be added to the sauce, and then all we have to do is just pan fry the noodles, then combine it together, the noodles on the bottom, add the sauce and all the ingredients on top, and then thicken it, obviously, and then add a little bit of red wine vinegar to give it a little tart flavor. A nice combination, all right? So tonight, we're going to show you how to, in part, chop up the shiitake mushrooms. Now, usually, they have a bigger stem, but even if it's a little stem, it might be a little tough. So we'll just cut that out. And then basically, we'll cut it, and it's really up to you. If you want to cut it in quarters or slices, it doesn't matter. But always make sure that in every bite, you'll get a piece. See, this doesn't really have a big stem protruding. This one does, so we'll cut that out. Now, you can save the water. And we may add a little bit to the gravy, but I'm cutting them in slices. So put it here, and we'll get rid of this. So we have basically all the ingredients that we want. You can take the pea pods. Here's a whole one. We could cut it in half if you want to extend it. But just know that these are fresh and delicious. And you can use the pea pods just sauteed with a little oyster sauce if you want. So we'll add it back here. All right. So basically, the whole involvement is that the preparation process takes the longest, right? The actual stir frying doesn't take long at all. But in this situation, the only thing that's going to take a long time is the pan-fried noodles, all right? So we'll put this away. And obviously we're going to use a butane stove. And basically, we'll put it on. And so this is a carbon steel wok, right? Basically, you can create as much heat as you want, right? And you don't have to worry about it. In terms of the avocado oil that we'll be using, and obviously we're using chosen, even though it may have a high flash point, when you're cooking Chinese, you're not going to leave the oil there so long that it's going to burn. So basically, you're just going to heat it up, and that's basically what you want to do, all right? So we'll heat the wok up, get it hot, then we'll add the oil, and then we'll add the noodles. For the noodles, we want to keep it at a medium heat. We don't want to burn it. And we may have to add a little bit more oil a little later on if it requires it. So I add about 1/4 cup. And we're basically going to let it cook a little bit, swish it around the wok a little bit. Right. And then we have the noodles. So you want to just try to loosen it up as much as you can. Because if you don't, if it's flat, then it will cook flat. And you don't want that. You want it to be nice and fluffy. Okay? And then we'll just add it. Now this is a little bit of time consuming. So if you have the time, it's worth it. All right. So basically, we'll let it cook for a little bit. Then we'll lift it up with our wok to see how brown it is. We don't want it to burn now. And then once it has nice brown color, then we'll flip it over. So the outsides will be crunchy, but the insides will be very chewy. Okay? So have patience with how this is done. And then we have a plate, a platter, that we'll put it on top. So let me tell you about a couple things, right? Inflation is going crazy, right? Prices are going through the ceiling, right? I'm telling you that the food manufacturers are doing everything they can to keep everything cost down. And in doing so, they may not use always the best ingredients, okay? Avocado oil is using the avocado meat and pressing. And the only ingredient on the side is avocado oil. Extra virgin olive oil. You just want to get extra virgin olive oil. Even though it may be coming from different countries, as long as it says extra virgin olive oil, you buy it. But beware, if it says processed or refined, stay away from it. When you see canola oil as golden and clear as possible, that oil has been subjected to intense heat, filtering, processing, bleaching. All bad for you. True olive oil is green and cloudy. So they're trying to make it more visually appealing. Right? So you see now we got nice little color. We'll lower it a little bit. We don't want it all to be crispy because we want to have a little chewiness, a little texture. Whereas your regular lo mein, it's just lo mein. Okay? And we want to make sure there's enough oil, so we may have to add a little bit more oil. And we'll add it to the edges and let it seep in. Now, avocado oil, virgin oil, if you use too much, hey, you're going to be ingesting good oil. You want to avoid all seed oils. What seed oil? Canola, vegetable, sunflower, peanut. What's good oils? Avocado, extra virgin olive oil, coconut oil, and Indian ghee. So there are plenty of alternatives, and they're much more healthier for you. Second thing, prices are crazy. Going out to eat is crazy. You know, we work Monday through Friday. Maybe on Friday we want to go out for a nice dinner. But then when they serve us, you know, we're not getting as much value, and the cost is astronomical. For me, that burns a hole in my heart. Okay? I say, cook at home. You know exactly what you're putting in. You're getting the best ingredients, and usually the best ingredients have the most flavor, so there's very little need to add so much salt and sugar to the dish, and you're eating healthier, right? My way, Chef Lucan's way, I developed a cookbook, the You Can Do It Asian Cookbook. There's 25 recipes in the cookbook, ranging from Malaysia, Chinese, Japanese, Vietnamese, Korean, right? And they're all homemade dishes that I made. I'm not copying from anybody else. You can get this on Amazon Books, right? And just put the You Can Do It Asian Cookbook, or Chef Who Can. And it will give you a step-by-step way of how to prepare the meals. And most importantly, it will explain the why. If you've been to Barnes & Nobles and you look at all these cookbooks, they're telling you to buy this, buy this, buy this, but they don't really tell you why, right? They don't have the time to do that. They want to sell the book. Because you're my viewers, I want you to eat healthier. I want you to eat more nutritious food. So I explain why we do certain things. And I feel that the more the why, the more apt that you'll cook Asian, because you understand. Okay? So I'm on Amazon Books, and it's the You Can Do It Asian Cookbook. So, as you can see, the noodles are turning nice. This is the way we want it. The edges to be a little brown, but yet the inside is still going to be chewy. Right? So one more time here, and then we'll stick it in the pan and set it aside. Now, instead of scallops and shrimp, you can use chicken. You can use beef. All right? You can just use vegetables or tofu. So you have that variety of ingredients that you can use. Right? So it's ready. So I'm going to take it out. Right? I'll take it out and I'll place it here. So you see, it's nice. And then we're going to add the sauce and all the vegetables and the seafood on top. And it's going to look beautiful. So we'll set it aside. Now let me clean the wok. Alright, so this step will be fairly easy. Okay? We'll keep it on medium. We'll let it cook. Then we'll add the vegetables. Then we'll add the carrots. Then we'll add the roast pork. Then we'll add the scallions. Now we'll add the mushrooms. And we'll slice up the remainder of the imitation crabmeat. I chose it because it got a nice color. Pink rim. Put it in. Okay? Then we'll saute it. Now, even though we'll add some chicken powder, maybe we'll add a little dash of thin soy sauce. And a little Szechuan. So, remember this, right? The days of Mom cooking and killing the broccoli was overdone, putrid green color, are gone. With Asian cooking, you want to cook the vegetables so that it's basically emerald green color. We're getting there, all right? Anything past emerald green is going to be considered overcooked, all right? So now we'll add a little shot of Szechuan. Then we'll add a little bit of thin soy sauce. And we'll add a dash of white pepper. Why? Because white pepper is stronger than black pepper. That's why at the restaurant you'll see more likely white pepper than anything else. Okay? So we got some water because we want to make some sauce. Right? So we'll sprinkle up a little bit of the white chicken powder. Right? That's about a tablespoon. Then we'll add some water. You could use collard broth. And then we'll saute it. Now remember, we're going to pour this over the noodles. So we want to make sure that every bit of noodles that we eat is going to have a little bit of sauce. So you may want to add a little bit more water if you want. It's really up to you. Or if you like it a little bit more drier, you can do that. But notice, we haven't added the seafood because we don't want to overcook the seafood. The scallops and the shrimp are very delicate, right? So I would cook it 90% and take it out and plunge it in the cold water, right? So sauteing. This is going to be a great dish. Seafood pan-fried noodles with shrimp, scallops, some fresh roast pork, and imitation crab. Right? Now, the most important thing that you can do, and it may seem elementary, is to taste. It's delicious. Okay. We'll add a little bit of the mushroom water, because that has a lot of flavor in itself. And we have the slurry solution. The slurry solution is cornstarch and water combined together, about 1.5 tablespoons, because we're making a lot. And then we'll add some water, and then we'll make it into a nice slurry. Mix it up. Obviously it's going to settle when you haven't used it in a while, so just use your spoon and stir it, or use your finger. All right. Then we'll just thicken it up, and it's going to probably be nice and thick. Saute it. All right. Maybe a little too thick, so we'll add a little bit more water. We can always adjust it. But notice the color of the vegetables is still emerald green color. See? Beautiful. So we'll keep on sauteing it. We'll taste it again. It's perfect. Now we'll add back the scallops and the shrimp. And we'll do a quick saute. We don't want to overcook it. We want to keep it perfect. If anything, it's just going to heat it up. And just let it sit for a little bit. Maybe another 10 seconds. And we're done. this is Chef Wu Can's way. Obviously, there are different styles and different grades, but this is the easiest, non-complicated, and lots of fun, and most importantly, the most delicious. Okay, so then we'll take the noodles. We'll move it to the side. Shut it off. And then maybe we'll split it in two. So we'll take some, and we'll share it to another plate. And we'll just take a spoonful, and we'll pour it over the noodles. Look at that. Look at that. That's so beautiful. You're not going to get as much ingredients that I give to you in a restaurant. Let me tell you that. This is unbelievable. Because you're my viewers, and I want to feed you, show you that when it comes to family and friends, you never become too tight with the ingredients, okay? You always give the best. Because then they'll come back for more. So there you got it. And it looks beautiful. This is 2 orders from 1 package of pan-fried noodles. So if you're figuring, this is seafood now, right? So I'm telling you that in a restaurant, that probably cost you $20 for 1 order. But the way I loaded up all the ingredients is like $23. 2 of them is $46. Piping hot. Now, one of the secrets of flavorizing your dish is to use a little bit of diluted red vinegar. If you don't have this, regular white vinegar is fine, but when you add this to the dish, that tartness just creates a combined flavor of all the ingredients together. You know, the chicken broth, the mushroom flavor, the shrimp and scallops, you know? It's the roast pork flavor, all combined, it creates another umami flavor profile. So, I've completed it. I hope you try it, but let me know how you feel about it. And basically, all I can say is that we'll dress it up with a little cilantro for garnish. And I might have to give this to my neighbor, because I'm a family of 3. My daughter, my wife, and me. And if we eat 1 order, we'll probably gain 10 pounds. All right? So let me just tell you that cooking yourself may seem like a hassle, but the pros outweigh the cons. You spend a little time feeding your family nutritious, non-chemical additives and preservatives, and you're going to enjoy it so much better. You're shopping by yourself, so you know exactly what you're buying. What they're showing you in the stores, you don't really know, right? What they're doing with the excess food that they use to make, instead of throwing away, instead of scraps being thrown away, they use it and they find some way to make it. You're using fresh, good ingredients, and you'll feel much better. So if you have any questions, just let me know. Please give me a thumbs up, and please subscribe to my video. And basically, again, the book is The You Can Do It Asian Cookbook by Chef Wu Can. 25 homemade recipes, And the pictures are mine, pictures. And basically, what's going on is that recipes can never be patent. You change one ingredient, that's okay. So a lot of these celebrity chefs may take recipes already established, take out an ingredient, add an ingredient, and then that's their recipe. Mine is all from years of cooking and tasting and creating. So enjoy. Remember, Chef Who Can, you can too. And aloha from the state of Maryland. Yes, this is water too. Enjoy, explore, and taste. All right? Take care. See you next time. I'm coming out with another recipe. It may be brown sauce. And brown sauce is high in demand. And that is so easy because most recipes use brown sauce. So if you like beef with broccoli, chicken with broccoli, kung pao chicken, chicken with black bean sauce, spicy sauce, it all evolves with brown sauce. And I'll teach you how to make it. You can store it in your refrigerator. And anytime you want to make it, just take it out, add it, and it's all done. All right? So aloha from the great state of Maryland, and enjoy. And let me know how you're doing with this dish. Okay? Bye-bye.